This week's episode sponsored for dailygiving.org, a great organization that gives out $1 a day on your behalf. It's amazing what you can do when you aggregate all that money. They're giving out tens of thousands of dollars a week to different great organizations. Check them out, even for a day, for a week. Sponsor somebody else. What a great opportunity. Go to dailygiving.org, dailygiving.org. So we're in a very unique period of time in the Jewish calendar. It's called the Omer. It's the period of time between Passover and Shavuot. And a lot happened during this time. But what was happening, I guess, mostly was the prep that the Jews went through to make them worthy of receiving the Torah. You don't just roll out and get the book that's going to change humanity. You don't just sort of like wake up in the morning and meet the creator of the universe in a revelation. What was being prepared, what they were going through during this time was changing themselves, training themselves to being worthy of getting this assignment that is still going on to this day. And the question that people ask is, well, what do they do? They didn't have any pre-work. There's no prerequisites. They didn't get an advanced copy and they were preparing it so they would get tested at the mountain. They were sitting in the desert. What happened? They just woke up in the morning, went to sleep, and then ended up at the mountaintop? So if you look closely at what really happened, you'll find something amazing. The Jews came out of Egypt, and at some point, probably around now-ish, or close to now, they ran out of food. I mean, how much food can you take from Egypt? I mean, they didn't have a tractor trailer of food following them in the desert. They had, I don't know, camels or horses and, backs. So how much can you put on the back? No refrigeration. So they probably right around now, they got out of Egypt. It was amazing. They got through the sea. It was amazing. They started settling in the desert, and they ran out of food. Now, can you imagine the hysteria? Millions of people in a desert. No one delivers. No food. And one day, what probably happened was, the father came home and told his wife, I went to the area and Moses announced that starting tomorrow, God would give manna from heaven for each individual. And the wife probably looked at her husband and was like, what are you talking about? Each individual? You think God knows how many kids we have? I mean, I love you, but you're not exactly Moses. You're not Aaron. You're not the rabbi. How would he know you? We're regular people. We just met God a year ago. 10 years ago, we didn't know he existed. We knew of him, but a year ago, we saw plagues and you think God knows our little family here? And the man probably turned to his wife and said, I don't know. And I'm sure they didn't go to bed that night. And I'm sure they thought they were going to starve the next day. And I am sure that when the man went to his spot to collect his manna and counted the pieces and saw that it included him, his wife, and all of his kids, he was shocked. And so was everybody else in the family. And I'm sure the next day he was nervous. And the next, and the next, and the next. But I bet you after about a week or two, when he woke up in the morning, he said, yeah, God knows how many kids we have. And when he got to his spot, he was sure as day that the creator of the universe prepared a portion, not only for him and his wife, but for each one of his kids. What the Jews worked on during this period of time is not recognizing God. You go through a year of plagues and a split sea, yeah, God exists. What the Jews worked on during this period of time was the belief that God recognized them. Recognizing God is a level that we have to appreciate, especially today. But if you look around and you pay attention, there's something in this world beyond humanity. And a person can go their lives and really look up and appreciate and understand godliness. And even if you do, there's another entire world that is still closed, that needs work, which is the belief that the creator of the world, that big God that made the trees and the human bodies, actually knows your name and is actually sustaining you every day. It's the energy that's within you. That's how you prepare yourself for a relationship with God. That's how the Jews prepared to receive the Torah. That's how they prepared to be the nation. That's the hardest prep we have. But that's what's in the air during this period of time. To remind ourselves that God knows my name. He's providing for me every day. He cares about me and he's with me in the highs and in the lows. And I don't have to figure out why. I know he does. And I'm going to look for it. And I'm going to study it. And I'm going to believe it. Because that's a much greater level of faith. Faith in God is one level. Faith that God has in you, that's where it's at. That's what it means to be in a relationship with him. That's where we're at. And that's where we have to all aspire to grow to.